Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today at this iStaging talk. My name is Stefan, and as usual, I'm here today with my colleague Andrea, who is handling the chat today. You can ask her any questions throughout the talk, but don't worry if you don't get an immediate answer. We'll also be handling all of your questions toward the end of the webinar today. Stick around until the end because we are actually doing a lucky draw live within the webinar. So we will do that after the questions. At the end, you'll have a chance to win either a floor plan, a social media video, or a 360 image. And if you're not exactly sure what those three things are, stick around because I'll mention what they are throughout today's talk as well. Hopefully we will be able to go through this in about 10 to 15 minutes. And we are talking about retail today. So retail meaning, how do I digitize my retail store? We're going to go through some tips and tricks. How do I drive more traffic to it, online, and ultimately, how do I make more money? How do I generate more revenue in my online store? So those are sort of the topics that we are covering, and then at the end, our lucky draw. So let's just dive right in. I will be sharing my screen quite a bit. But before I do that, I first want to talk to you about how to digitize your retail store and some tips there. So first of all, obviously, you're going to need to use an iStaging account and you need to start capturing an actual space before you can do any edits to it, or if you can add any tags or any type of information and descriptions within the virtual tour. What you will need, no matter what type of capture solution you are going to use, is a tripod. So a tripod is necessary no matter what type of capture equipment you use. We actually have, if you sign up to iStaging, we have in the store, in our portal store, we suggest a tripod for you. But technically, any tripod should be okay. Now, in terms of the capture equipment, probably, we are most famous for our smartphone capture solution, enabling you to use the VR Maker app, using your smartphone to capture high quality 360 images. If you are already with us, you know that. And there are two pieces of equipment that are needed for that, which is the rotator, small rotator, and the lens. Now, that's by far the most cost-effective way of digitizing your store. And also probably one of the most efficient ways of doing it. So really quick and with a high quality at the same time, because smartphones have actually wonderful quality cameras. Now, in terms of which phones are compatible, almost all phones are compatible. And the quality might differ a little bit because not all phones have the exact same camera, but generally it will give you a very decent quality. Now, if you're looking for the most optimal quality, the highest quality you could possibly think of, you'd be looking at a DSLR camera. Now, the challenge with that is there are actually multiple challenges. Number one, very expensive. Number two, it's extremely time consuming also because you're going to capture actual 2D images, 6 to 8, and you have to then manually stitch them together to create a panoramic image. And yes, it will give you a better quality image. But if you're not so used to doing this type of stuff and you really just, want to digitize your store quickly and efficiently, this is obviously not the recommended solution. Now, something that is sort of in the middle would be a Ricoh Theta camera. Now, you have the Ricoh Theta camera has multiple versions. The most expensive version is the Ricoh Theta Z1, also the best quality, but that's almost $1,000 US. So still kind of expensive. They have other models, a Ricoh Theta S and a V, which are more around the $300, $400 mark, which are perfectly capable of creating a wonderful quality image. And I think for the amateur eye, which is most people, including myself, I'm not a professional photographer. They probably have difficulty seeing the difference between different types of capture solutions. As long as you can create quite a crisp image, you're good to go. So those are the sort of the different ways of initially capturing. Now, there are tons of other cameras on the market, and any camera that can create a 360 image would be fine. But I think that the rotator kits that we provide with the smartphone and the Ricoh Theta are probably the ones that we would recommend for you if you're looking for something specific. Then the second step would be, how do I now highlight the products? Now we know that you're not all available or not all working in the same industry, you're not all selling the same products. So what we want to talk to you about is the different ways that you can actually highlight products, and hopefully that inspires you to say, hey, okay, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of those ways, or I didn't know that even that was even possible on the platform, within your platform. So number one is, one of the things that we have heard is that people say they tend to zoom into the panorama. Now, no matter what quality you got, if you zoom into a panorama, it will be blurry, it will become blurry, and that's definitely not the best way of trying to highlight or look at a specific product in more detail. And that's what we actually use tags for, and there are different types of tags that I want to show to you guys. So I have an actual virtual tour that I want to share with you, and we're going to go through some of the different tags. So give me a second and I'll share my screen. This shouldn't take more than 30 seconds, and then we'll be able to get started. Now, when I share my screen, for those of you who are here for the very first time, I will not be able to see the chat. So, but don't worry, Andrea will be handling that. So if something goes wrong, she will let me know what's happening. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen right now. And here we go. Very good. So you should be able to see a virtual tour of an actual retail store here. And like I said, there are multiple products here, and we want to highlight them. Now, one of the most standard ways is basically with an image tag, which is just a standard image. And that is one that you can see here. There you go. So a bigger image will pop up of the actual product and a short title. And I can actually zoom into that product with the button at the bottom that says scale up. So, and then I can actually look at more detail of that product. This is the most basic way of highlighting a product. And you can do that for multiple products within your store, whatever you showroom. And obviously I can scale down. The challenge with an image is that there's basically no description. It doesn't link to anything, and it doesn't give me a whole lot of information other than just the highlighted product. So the second option would be a tag. And a tag is this little icon right here, okay, on the right. And when I click on that, a pop-up window will show up. And there are three things here. So you have the actual image of the product, you have a title and a price, a description, so there's actually more than three, and a buy now button that can link to a third-party website where I can then add that product to my shopping cart and actually purchase it. And that's, it actually gives you a call to action, which is really what you want within your online store, because I just have an image and there's no call to action. People don't really know what to do with it. So we would then say, okay, always combine them. I think an image is very valuable, but combine them and make sure that people know, okay, I can go here to actually, get more information, or ultimately, purchase that product. Okay, that's number two. Then I'm going to go to a second panorama here. Number three is actually one that I haven't added in this virtual tour, which is an audio tag, which allows you to add a little audio onto a panorama, and that can be about a specific product, about the store, it could be a welcome, could be anything that you think of. I didn't add that here, but that's another possibility. And as you can see here on the left side, you can actually customize each icon within the virtual tour with anything that you want, all right? So that it will match your branding, first of all, or that it actually shows what this tag specifically does, because people might not know that it's clickable, or, actually I've seen virtual tours where it actually says click me, or explore, or anything like that, which would, push people to say, hey, I want to I click on that specific tag. So that's important, that you can customize every single tag. Yeah. Then I think the most immersive way is people being able to look at a product in 360, a 360 image of the actual product. And that's something that we can do as well. So let me click on this one here. It might take a second. It's already loaded. Here we go. And if I scroll, you can actually see that I can turn this product all around in 360. and it gives me a much better idea of what this product is about, what it looks like from the sides and from the back. And this is something that we can do as well. So imagine doing that for every single product within your store. Adds a ton of value and makes it a much more immersive experience. Now, to be able to do this, we actually can do this. You can actually go to our store. So if you sign up to an account, you have the portal store where you can also buy the tripod or the rotator kit. You can also purchase a 360 image there. But what we will need is a video which you will have to capture of the product in 360, and then we will turn that into a link that you can upload within your virtual tour. There is a tutorial there as well in our help center that tells you how to do this properly, because the quality of your image will be based on the quality of the video that you provide to us. So please make sure that you do that properly. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. So this is an example. Now, just for fun, I'm going to show you another one, which I think is really, really cute. We actually did this with a model as well. So you can see, I can turn this one around as well. I hope that you guys are seeing that and that there's not too much of a delay here. So you can do the same thing with this, you know, and in this case, it's fashion. So she's actually showcasing, you know, different clothes, which is fun, right? A lot of fun. A little bit different from an actual, you know, just a product. I think most of you are going to just do, you know, products and not people. But I thought it would be fun to show that this is actually a possibility as well. Okay, that's this one. Now I want to go to two new features, basically, that are available. Number one is a video. So if you see here on the left. Now, most of you, if you've already if you're using the platform, know that you can embed a YouTube video or just a video into the virtual tour, but it would be a button that you have to click and then click on play to view that video. And in this case, it actually shows, it automatically plays, and it's a screen within the video embedded. You can actually adjust the size of that screen as well. And I think it just looks so cool, right? So much better than having to click on an actual icon or tag before I can actually play that video. So something really, really immersive, something really, really cool. Now, what's important to mention is that this particular feature is an add-on feature. It's not standard in your pay-by-usage plan if you have one, but if you are interested in this particular feature, just reach out to us after the webinar and we can help you set that up for your account. And the last thing before I'm going to go to the questions and the actual lucky draw today is analytics. So if you have all of these types of tags, okay, what you want to know is what people are looking at, right? This is important. Yes, you want to drive sales, but it's also good for you to know, to learn, to say, okay, people are most interested in this part of the store. They're looking at this panorama. They're clicking on this product most. You know, the same as you would do if you're actually managing an e-commerce website, for example. You would also track all of that information and all of that data because you learn so much about it, about your customer. Now, besides the total views, total comments, and total likes, you would also see the views per panoramic image, okay? So you can see what people have been looking at the most. Obviously, you know, your first panorama will be the one with the highest views because that's the first panorama they land on. So take that into consideration. And then you can also see how many people have clicked on specific tags, okay? So the tags are listed here, and then the type of tag, so whether it's an image, a tag, or a website. I think I forgot one, so I'm going to go back to the tour in a minute. I see that now. How many people have clicked on that tag, and then ultimately here on the right side, it will also show you if you have a call to action, so a button that links to an e-commerce platform or your website. You can actually see how many people clicked on that as well, so actually took action from within your virtual store. So really helpful, these types of analytics. Obviously in this particular tour, because I created it, I haven't shared it with anyone, there's not that much to see here, but you get the point. I just want to go back to this tour really quickly, because I forgot one that you guys have in your account as well, and that's this little button right here, which is a web tag. And if I click on that, it actually is, instead of linking to a third-party website, it is actually a website embedded inside the virtual tour. And what I've done now is just our website, so the iStaging website, and I can scroll and I can click on all kinds of things. But instead of opening a new tab, you can actually do this stuff within your virtual tour. So imagine having a checkout, like a checkout little cart. People can buy and go back into the virtual tour to shop, or anything, right? Because it's just a URL, you can literally link to anything, embed any type of website within the virtual tour, which is really, really, really valuable. So yeah, just think about what it is that you guys are. Obviously, what you're selling. What would be the most effective way and the most visual way of actually visualizing your store and visualizing your products with the different types of tags that I talked to you about today. Okay, I see that I've already been talking for about 16 minutes, so I'm gonna go to the questions right now, and then we're gonna go to the lucky draw. So let me go back to the. Here we go. Okay. So we got the question. Sorry, I could hear myself talk, so I just turned off the sound and turned it back on. Okay, let's go. Can I check out on my website? Yes, absolutely. You can definitely check out your virtual tour on your website. So you can actually, because it's a URL link, you can simply embed it in your website, and then people can browse your store. All right, so very, very easy to do. We have a tutorial on that as well. If you need more information, just reach out to us and we will help you out with that. Oh, I mean with an e-commerce website. I'm not really sure what exactly you're looking for here, but yes, you can. You would be able to do that stuff. You can link it to an e-commerce website. But if you have a specific question, just reach out to us after the webinar, and then we'll help you out here, because I'm not entirely sure what your specific case here is. But definitely, it should definitely be a possibility. So don't worry. Okay. All right. All this we can do in the website. Again, a little bit of a tricky question. I'm not entirely sure if I'm interpreting this correctly. But yes, you can take your virtual tour once you've actually captured your virtual tour, created your virtual tour on our platform, once you've created your account. So create an account first. Add all of the different tags that I talked to you about today, and you can then ultimately the result is a simple URL link that you can embed in your virtual or in your on your website. So I hope that answers your question. Roger, the Ricoh takes one snap and a 360 picture comes out. Do we need the spin thing on top of the tripod with such a camera? No need for that. So if you have a Ricoh, I'm assuming that when you talk about the spin thing, you're talking about the rotator that we have. If not, then please let me know. But if the Ricoh Theta exactly takes one picture and then takes the entire space, you can actually use our VR Maker app. So it's integrated within our VR Maker app, okay? And that makes it easier to upload your panorama to the VR editor, which is our editing platform. So you don't need the rotator. If you have the Ricoh Theta, all you need is a tripod, and then you're good to go. And then you can take those 360 panoramas, upload them to our VR editor to build your virtual tour and add all of the tags that I talked to you about today. Yes, so the rotator, I thought so. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. No need to buy the rotator in our case. Just buy a tripod if you don't already have one. Do you support Arabic? Okay, that's a very good question. I need to check. I remember that a couple years ago it was available. I believe it is available still right now, but we will come back to you on that. Maybe Andrea knows the correct answer to that. Oh yeah, we support Arabic. So awesome. Yes. Any other questions, guys? So for those of you who join in a little later, we actually have a lucky draw in a couple of minutes. My colleague Andrea will share her screen. We put all your names that joined today basically in a virtual hat, and a name pops up, and you can then choose one of one of our solutions. How can we make a 3D photo like the bag example? Okay, step number one is you go to iStaging.com and create an account, all right? A pay by usage account or an annual 10, annual 25. That's the first thing you need to do. Then once you do that and you log in, there's a button that says store. You go to store and it says 360 image, okay? You can, if you click on that in the store, the 360 image, it will tell you how to do this. So I won't go into detail about that because then I'll still be talking 10 minutes from now if I have to cover everything. It's better that you guys visualize that there's a tutorial video and there's text, a description on how to do this properly, okay? And you can actually basically take a 360 or just a video and you submit that video to us ultimately, and we will turn that into the 3D photo, the 360 image, the 360 photo. So I hope that answers your question. Go to our portal store to actually get your 360 image like that you can then later on embed into a virtual tour, which is actually what it's all about ultimately. If you just have the 360 image, it doesn't do that much. You want to put that into your virtual tour, embed it into your virtual tour. Okay. Any other questions? I'm assuming you guys are all waiting for the draw. One of the, so I mentioned for the draw, there are three things that you can choose, okay? You can either choose a floor plan, speaks for itself, pretty basic. It will be based on your virtual tour. So you submit a virtual tour to us, we will create a floor plan based on that. Either that, a social media video, which is a social media video based on your virtual tour again, okay? And I forgot to mention that today, but a social media video or a promotional video, I have to say, is perfect for social media to actually drive traffic to your virtual store, your virtual tour, because on social media it's very difficult to promote you know, virtual tours. It's usually just an image, and that's kind of boring on social media because there's so much content and so much going on. So social media video is something that moves, and it can then drive traffic to your virtual tour where people can explore. So very valuable actually. Can you use the iStaging app manually to make the correct 360 photo? No. So what you would do is just use your camera and then use the video function on your camera of your smartphone, and that's how you would take the image. Okay? Don't use the iStaging app. The iStaging app, I'm assuming here that we're still talking about the 360 photo. If you want to use it, if you want to create a 360 panorama, all right, so the panoramic image to create your virtual tour, then yes, then you use the VR Maker app, which is our app. But that's a separate thing from the 360 image, the 360 product that I showed you. If you want a 360 product, you just use the video function of your camera app, okay? If you want a panoramic image, the 360 panorama to create a virtual tour, that's when you use our VR Maker app. So I want to clarify that. I hope I'm not confusing anyone here. All right. Okay, I think then in this case, if there are no more questions, if your question hasn't been answered, okay, don't worry. We'll make sure to come back to you after the webinar. You can always contact our help center as well if there's any additional questions that you might have. But I think that I will ask Andrea to see, I don't know if she had time to put it all together, to open the lucky draw for you guys and see who we've got. Well, as Andrea is setting this up, I see one more question. Would you please explain more about the VR Maker app? No, not the iStaging app. So when I talk about the VR Maker app, you either search for VR Maker, and then obviously by iStaging, or you search for iStaging and then click on, you know, there are multiple apps, but choose VR Maker. And the VR Maker app, oh, here we go. I'm just going to interrupt this for a really quick second because we see our lucky draw. All your names are in the software, and hopefully she'll be able to spin it. There might be a bit of delay. Here we go. Who is the winner today? Tommy! All right, Tommy, congratulations. That's awesome. So hopefully are you here still, Tommy? I'm not sure if Tommy is still here, but Tommy, you're the winner. So you can actually, we'll contact you after the webinar. You can actually get your social media video 360 image or your floor plan, depending on what you would prefer, for free. So oh, Tommy actually left the webinar. Okay. Andrea, do you want to do it again? I'll leave this up to Andrea. All right, I see. Here we go. Everyone says yes. Of course. Well, then we do it again. Tommy is unlucky because he's left the webinar. Yes, all winners. That would be best if we could make you all winners, but unfortunately, that's a little tricky today. Who else do we have? Tristan. Is Tristan still here? Let's see. It might take a while, guys, if everyone has left the webinar. It might take a while. Let me see if Tristan is still here. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it, guys. Well, then we do it again. We keep going until we've got an actual someone that is still here. Victor Martinez. Is Victor still here? I guess not. We might be here until tomorrow, guys. So all right. Anyway, as Andrea is doing this, I just finished the answer to my question earlier about the VR Maker app. The VR Maker app actually, Juan, still here? Let's see if Juan is still here. No, I guess not. Let's try again, Andrea. The VR Maker app enables you to create 360 panoramas to create your virtual tour. In case that you want to use that app, make sure that you buy the rotator and the lens if you don't have a 360 camera, okay, in the portal. Omar. So to be able to use the VR Maker app, the first thing you need to do again, so whatever it is that you want to do, the very first thing is to go to iStaging.com and actually create your account. Okay, there's a pay by usage account. For $5 a month, you can get started. So really extremely affordable. I think we're probably one of the most. We have a winner, Omar. All right, Omar. Well, congratulations, Omar. That's fantastic. I'm very happy. We're very happy for you. We'll contact you after the webinar to actually so you can claim your prize. All right. And for the rest of you, if you are interested in our floor plan social media video, virtual tours, 360 images, an exclusive training session is something that we also offer. So we do these webinars and we have tutorials and all that good stuff. If you say, hey, I want an exclusive training session one-on-one with an iStaging specialist, we can also do that. You can also arrange that in the portal, but it all starts with creating an account. So, there we go. Yeah, Omar is there. Awesome, great. Yes, thank you. I want to thank you guys a lot. Sorry that it was a little bit of delay. There were a couple of people that left the webinar before our lucky draw. Anyway, glad that Omar is our winner, and have a great week. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. I hope you enjoyed today, and we will see you in a week or two for our next iStaging talk. Thanks a lot, and we will talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.